Try first is 0735 0537 0357 0375. Jehovah, you have spoiled me a lot. You have spoiled me a lot. You spoiled me a lot. We are going to spoil if we are going to spoil if. I don't know, should I fast 7 or 3 or 5 days or 21 days or 35 days or 45 days or 40 days? Because with the teaching of Baba Lesego Daniels, he said there is no shortcuts. So I don't know how many days I shall fast. And I don't know when I'm going to fast, but I can see the wind is saying the fasting is very close. Whether I break at 3 or at 4 or at 5 or at 6 or at 7, so long there is no dry fast. But what I only know is, according to Apostle Pesuit's word, he is fasting every 3 days per month, of which I did many fastings to such a way that I was healed from ulcers. I'm just gonna fast. I'm going to fast. There were many bad lucks that was fighting us, and there were many words that was kiss the make no matter how much it takes. I'm the HAKNM-NAK. I'm appearing as the HAKNM-NAK. Aqua. I'm taking, I don't know how many days of fasting. I don't know how many days of fasting. But what I know is I'm going to fast. Not to force Terisha, but I'm going to fast. When I fast, Jesus Christ just do some things. We don't compete, but we are born to complete. We are completing the Comrade Marathon. Bless you. We are born to complete the rest. Not to fight with the words, not to quarrel. Because when we quarrel, we speak the word with authority. As we speak the word with authority, it causes clash in the spirit. It gives birth to many opponents. But we are not afraid of those opponents, because we can do something on those opponents and they can lose the value. That's why we are the fastitio. I'm going to fast. These voices, these words, these statements, these shrines, I will not conquer them by the word only or by prayer only, but also by fasting. I conquer them by fasting. And besides that, there are other sperms, there is other fluids, there is other libido power, there is the germination of other fruits of the spirit party, Ziprodos, Spat, Zabrados, Sweat Baba, Kedos, Bellidos, Bada, Zipababa, Zipababa, Repababa, Bagados, Ripababa, the Tuta, Papa no Danina, Zabababa, Ikis Bagados, Rabababa, Sivanova, Rababados, Rigababade, Ribababa. Only by fasting. That's how I can conquer. That's how I can conquer. It is no longer about jokes. There are sperms that made as much as Joseph to divorce with Mary, but Joseph didn't know that Mary was already pregnant. Bagadosh, legudosh, abrosh, edush idaba, legush kida, rababa, litos idabaya, zakababaya 35, rababa, US dollars, bagadosh, projects, they are protosperms that made Joseph wanting to lose Mary because he didn't know what happened to him when he had intimacy. Let me kneel down. When he had intimacy with Mamacita, Senorita, he wanted Aya papa ya das papa ya de Jehovah paladosa ripapa kadosa la papayata savage payato ento rento begetos. You wanted Bagadosa Laba Rababa Rubabi Look Bagados. You wanted to divorce with Mary, but he did not know what God had deposited through Mary. Remember, this was not just a miracle baby. They had intimacy. So the intimacy of Joseph appeared as the finisher. There is always the alpha and the finisher. There is always the alpha and the omega. But one thing that I love, Joseph remembered his sperm. And Gabriel told Joseph in the dreams, the woman that you had intimacy with, remember now you want to divorce with her, but she's carrying something mysterious. Allow me to correct the Bible. Something mysterious. God have got a style of when you are doing intimacy. That's why every child is a gift from God, not a gift from men. Every sperm in you, woman, is a gift from God. Jehovah Yahweh, Jehovah Shalom, Jehovah El Shaddai, who never runs dry, who provides Abba. Listen. He said, those ones who are coming after me, they shall do greater than I do. I abide in him and he abide in me. Me and him, we are one. So I'm now allowed by God to testify that when Joseph had intimacy with Mary, I also had intimacy with Mary. Because it was spiritual. I can also see that it is spiritual. You saw what you see now. It was spiritual. Because I was born 2,000 years ago. In the spiritual, supernatural realm, that's why all over the world they talk about keys. And I'm not alone. Check the tornadoes. Check the volcanoes since 1640 something. They were talking about keys and other forgive me, and also about Bezret. We moved from there. We went to another generals. as much as Higgins, as much as Catherine Kuhlman, as much as before. And now today, I'm no longer worried about what you say about Paddington Kurima or about Ambassador Keys, because I know I'm not a void. I'm someone who was designed by the choice of the kingdom of heaven. Are you here? Are you hearing what I'm saying? My sperm is not something to waste. It's not something for a joke. I have a sperm that is reserved for each and every stage, for each and every dimension. I will just look on God. Jehovah will download. In fact, every apostle, prophet, pastor, evangelist, teacher, every apostle, prophet, prophetess, evangelist, pastor, and teacher is carrying his blessings. Some without measure, some with measure. But as for me, I'm blessed beyond measure. Let me repeat it again. I'm blessed beyond measure. Paddington Kurima. I'm blessed beyond measure. I remember a long time ago, I once had a girlfriend. She was braille. She had short eyesight. And I didn't know. I could know that there is something of God in me, of Jehovah Yahweh in me. I slept with her. I was still a boy. During intimacy, when I was about to produce, her eyes seemed to be wise. I could see brightness. And she started to speak in tongues. She spoke in tongues. Then we finished intimacy. The left eye started to have some water. The tears came out. And she started to scratch the eyesight. After that, she said, now I'm seeing. Without me praying for her, she saw. It was sexy deliverance. Done by Paddington Kurima Akis. That's why Jesus Christ, he said in Genesis 2:28, if I'm not mistaken, be fruitful and multiply. And they are not all intimacies that I allow. I check first in the realm of the spirit. Let the supernatural speak. Kairos and Chronos. Okay. Then at the end, let it engage without jealousy. Generals of God, never limit your daughters, but prevent. If you are a general of God, if God said be a polygamist, better be a polygamist. That's why I love Nala Mandate. Because he is what God says he is. And he is the King of Kings. And he is unstoppable. And he takes care for what God giveth unto him. By Paddington Kurima. Apostle, Ambassador Daniels, Prophet, Ambassador Keys. Oh, in Jesus Christ, in the name of Nazareth. In Jesus Christ, in the name of Nazareth. Why are you having woes? Each and every day, each and every time. Why are you having woes? Why are you getting couples? Each and every day, each and every time. Why are you getting whoever? Why are you getting? There are people with dignity. There are people with integrity. There are people
who are disciplined by God. Jehovah Yahweh, I'm not talking of people who are having discipline in their pocket, who are disciplined by Jehovah Yahweh. I'm one of the humble fella who's